I'm excited about this, and for many, many reasons, but especially the subject, but also because of who it is. Ms. Tokar Williams, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. I truly, truly appreciate it. Excited to share what I know. One thing I didn't realize is how much playing basketball actually helped me develop into the realtor and the real estate coach that I am today. They just worked hand in hand simultaneously without me even knowing. So I was basically grooming myself the whole time playing basketball. I played point guard, one of the shorter people on the court, but got the job done. So it's what I do in real estate as well. We're problem solvers. We find solutions. We're therapists. We're everything, all in one. The realtor gets blamed for everything, but we also fix everything. So we got to take the good with the bad, right?
No doubt, no doubt. I love we've had this conversation before, but I love the professional sports thing because you get the things that we don't talk about that much. Some of these guys know that we do, but the dedication to figuring out the small things and doing it over and over and over and getting better and better and better, and watching those activities as opposed to that end long-term thing, because if that was the focus, you wouldn't get better every day. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So with that, young lady, it is all yours.
All right. Glad you guys joined in. I am going to share my screen and we are going to get going here. So let me get this here. And if you guys have any questions, place them in the chat. I can't see the chat because I am sharing my screen. So just bear with me, Rob. Anytime you need to interrupt, please do.
I will do it.
All right. Perfect. So this is branding and marketing with social media. And I know a lot of times we as realtors don't truly understand what branding and marketing means, but it's critical and it's crucial to our business. So I'm going to dive into this a little bit. And this is a little bit about me. Like I told you guys, I was a former WNBA player. I went to Texas A&M, gig 'em. Wasn't too happy about this past weekend because guess what? I am from South Florida. Didn't go to University of Miami. They ended up beating us, but it's all good. Still Giga Maggies. Also a letterman there. Been a licensed realtor, like I told you guys, from 2007. Also have my mortgage loan originator's license too. I think that's part of my point guard premise in basketball, playing both sides of the court. So I do have that dual threat with me. I have a podcast called The Crossover, which basically focuses on athletes that have crossed over into a different form of business, because at some point, everyone will have a crossover in their life. So you yourself, you had a crossover. You may be coming from a different career background, and now you've crossed over into real estate. So it does apply to everyone. I am an entrepreneur, business coach, real estate coach, motivational speaker, digital creator, influencer, philanthropist, and I'm also the president of the National Basketball Retired Players Association for the Miami chapter. So that's all of the Retired Players Association for the NBA, WNBA, Harlem Globetrotters, all in one. I am the chapter president for that. I have a nonprofit called Sweet Rebound. I am a co-owner of She Is Creations, which is a print-on-demand company, and I do a radio segment for Pay Attention to Sports on a South Florida radio station. So I love talking sports, and I still get to pursue my passions and do real estate. Life is great.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Time out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with all of that stuff, right? I mean, oh my gosh, you got to really have a full calendar, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And you still get it all done.
Have to. When anytime you want something, you got to plan. You got to plan to make it happen. That's for sure.
For all of you guys out there that are thinking that you don't have enough time, just let her go back and rewatch everything that she's doing. Okay, with that, I'll be quiet.
Yes. Okay, no problem. All right. So one thing I will tell you guys, you don't have to be passionate about social media. A lot of us are not. Many people don't want to get on social media, and guess what? That's fine. So you don't have to be passionate about social media, but what you got to be passionate about is your personal brand. So as you can see there, I told you guys I went to Texas A&M, played in the WNBA. So half of me is basketball because so many people affiliate me with basketball because number one, they've watched me grow in that lane for so long. And I'm going to be honest and transparent with you guys. I actually tried to break away from it because once I went into real estate full time, I said, you know what? People are not going to take me serious because I play basketball. And I tried to just eliminate basketball from my life as if I've never participated in it, never accomplished anything in it. And it just didn't work. And, you know, God kept pulling me back and said, oh, you're going to do it my way. And that way is this. So you see half of me as the basketball player, and you see the other half as the house. So that's why you see that logo, the basketball realtor. And pay attention if you see, it's on my shirt right now. So you got to pay attention to everything that you're doing. So the basketball realtor, pay attention. That is my brand. And what does it mean to build your brand, right? So in order for you to build your brand, you must first get to know you. It's not about anybody else. It's about you. Get to know you and who you are. This, to me, is the most critical step. Why? Because as realtors, we chase shiny objects. We try to be people who are not. So it doesn't work. And it's only going to work probably about 10% because you're going to fade away because that's not who you are. So number one, determine who you are. Next thing you want to do, what are your values? So now that you know who you are, what's your values? What's your vision? And what do you stand for? Because if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. The most important thing that I think a lot of us look over is this question. How do you benefit the world? Not how does the world benefit you, but how will you benefit the world? So when you think about all of those things, that is encompassed in your brand, not just your brand colors, not just a logo, but these things right here, the foundation, this is going to determine and this is going to help you in building your brand. So determining who you are, we do it right here in Rockstar. Disc assessment. When you guys take a personality disc assessment test, it tells you what? Who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses. I didn't get to a professional level of playing basketball by not knowing who I was and the things that I did well and what I didn't do so well. So assessments are truly, truly super important. What should you focus on? So focus on what matters. What is your intent, right? What is your intent? Authenticity. Be you. Everybody else is taken. If you're trying to be somebody else, it's not going to work. But you can be you 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days a week. You are you without even trying. And what are you passionate about? Where does your passion lies? I told you guys earlier, I put real estate to the background because I still was pursuing my passion of playing basketball, but not only realizing that I could have did both simultaneously because I had a bigger platform and I could have really used my reach and leverage. If EXP was around in 2007 and I understood what we have at our disposal and at our fingertips, that is leverage. And I would have been able to leverage that platform better. But you know what? When you know better, you do better. Life is about experiences and learning. So I know now. Have patience with yourself. I know we're in a microwave society where everything is instantaneous, but you gotta have patience with yourself when you're building your brand. Because think about it. I was playing basketball at the age of 4. I didn't get drafted until I was 22 years old. Think about all of the patience and time that I put in to actually try to fulfill my dream. It didn't happen overnight. It took some time. But now in this day and age, we all have blueprints in front of us. So getting your real estate career and your brand off the ground may not take as long as it took me to build my basketball career because you do have to go through the process, but you can shortcut it. And I mean that by taking the time off, not skipping steps. So in this, patience, speed. And I'll explain that a little later because I know you guys are like, wait, you want us to be patient, but also go fast. So I'll explain that. And work has to matter. You got to put in the work. If you don't put in the work, you're not going to get anything out. One of my coaches always told me when I play basketball, Takara, make sure you're always giving back to the game, meaning your time, if it's monetary, but just always giving back to people, letting them share the experience and the knowledge that you have. And when you give back to the game, when we give back to our industry, when we give back to our clients, law of reciprocity, we get it out. We get what we put in out of it. And attention, like I said, pay attention. So focus on those things right there. Let's talk about intent. What is your intent? I want you to make sure that your intentions are coming from the right place, right? You want to be genuine. Show people that you care. People pick up really quick on when you don't care about them. Realtors, I know this and I get it. This is how we make our money. And we can't talk to people with commission breath. Like, nah, I need you to close this deal because I need to close, because I have to pay this. I need to do that. I have things I have to take care of. Understand, take care of your clients. They're making lifelong decisions and you are helping them do that. Do a great job the first time. Why? Because they will remember you for a lifetime, right? The service you provide will make them remember you. And guess what they do when they remember you? They refer you to other people. This is all a part of your brand. And this is another thing. Show up and provide value. If you don't do anything else, show up and provide value. If you're going to do an open house, don't show up with a groggy attitude, right? Show up happy, ready to go. Because if you're going to be there, be present and provide value. The value that you provide as a coach, I've learned this coaching basketball and even coaching real estate agents. Sometimes your value is delayed gratification, right? Sometimes people don't see it right away. They see it after the fact. But think about this. If someone came to you, you provided them value, and they came back 2 years later, man, you know what? What you said to me stuck out so bad, it stuck with me and it helped change my life. That for me is better than any monetary value ever. It's priceless because how that made me feel, because how I made them feel. I want you guys to know this. Become a connector. When we were talking earlier before I started the PowerPoint, as realtors, we're everything. Therapists, friends, we're pastors, we're everything. We connect so many people. We connect people to the house. We're connecting with appraisers, the inspectors, the lenders, the title company, the insurance agents. So we are already connectors. So now just be that great connector. Why? Because you always provide value. Authenticity, my fave, my fave, my fave. Showcase your true self. Guys, I want you to think about this. When you see people on social media, and we know everything on social media isn't true. People don't highlight their losses, they highlight their wins. But can't you cipher who's real and who's not just by looking at their, number one, their feed? Because you can only pretend to be someone you're not for so long. Showcase your true self. And I will tell you this, respect your audience. Your audience matters. Why? These are your potential, and I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to talk in basketball terms a lot, but these are your potential teammates. These are people that you're going to be working with, right? And even if you don't work with them directly, these are people that can refer other people to you because they've watched you, you've inspired them, and they're like, hey, you know what? I know Takara, she does real estate. I'm not buying right now, but my mother is looking for a home. Hey, reach out to Takara. I know she knows what she's talking about. She's always authentic. I see her true self all the time. So respect your audience, right? Don't care what other people think, but care what other people think, right? I don't want you to care. There's some people out there, they're computer gangsters, right? They're keyboard gangsters. They're just going to say a bunch of BS. We don't take that in. What we take in is, when we do a great job and people want to let us know, we want those reviews. When we don't do a not so good job, right? To me, this is if I was playing a game and I lost. What do? I go back to film, I study it. Where could I have gotten better at? Where are you going to get this information from? You will get that information, number one, from your audience and your clients. It's nothing wrong with being direct with people, making a phone call, having a conversation. Believe it or not, people, we're in real estate. This is a contact sport. You got to contact people in order to get the reward that you're looking for. So reach out to people. Hey, I know this deal didn't work out with us, but could you tell me where you think, I potentially dropped the ball, or where I could have gotten better at? A lot of times we take things personal, and it's not about us, it's about the people. Sometimes the timing is not right for them and the entire situation doesn't work. So don't take things personal, but do care about what they think. All right. People will appreciate your humanness and error. I'm telling you guys, they will. If you just step up to the plate, be your authentic self. If you mess up, you know what? You can know you messed up and nobody else can know. But you know what? If you're that stand up person and say, hey, you know what? I made an error here and I want to correct it. I want to rectify it. I just want you to give me the time and opportunity to do that. People will truly, truly appreciate that, because why? You didn't have to do it. Sometimes they don't even know that you made the mistake, but just do that. And the last thing I'll tell you on that, be you. Everybody else is taken. Be you. You're the only you. God made you unique, made you special, and nobody else can be you. So be you, own it. Passion. Man, this is about what your calling is. We all have a calling. What is it that your calling is? When you did your DISC assessment, you understood what your strengths were, right? Your calling, your passion, it lies in that DISC assessment test. And this right here is going to help you through when things get rough. Right now, we're in a crazy market. We had to get sellers, we had to pull sellers back off the ledge and help them understand, hey, property values aren't where they were with COVID. People aren't willing to pay thousands of dollars over the asking price, what you're asking. Then we have to educate them on, hey, interest rates are higher, so buyers can't afford to buy at the same price point that they were buying before. But your passion, if it's truly in helping people and it's truly been a connector and it's truly been authentic, this is going to help you. This is your backup generator. This thing kicks in because this is where greatness happens. Greatness happens in your passion. Doing the fundamentals, doing the basic things, because I guarantee you everybody's not doing them. But if you kick in and you lock into this and you master the fundamentals, you hone in on your passion, you're going to surpass a lot of agents. And embrace your DNA. Don't resist it. Remember, I told you guys, I was trying to break away from being the basketball player, being this accomplished basketball player that did all of these extraordinary things, because I didn't want people to say, all you know how to do is play basketball. You got to dig deep sometimes. Wait, I do know how to play basketball, but I do know how to make my skill set cross over into my real estate career, right? So don't resist it. Embrace it. Own it. Talk about your story to people. Your story is unique and it is special. How you grew up, the things that you did, some obstacle you faced, the triumphs you had, how you're taking care of your family now, what you're doing now, how you came from where you came from, and now you're here. Talk about your story, because you're inspiring others when you do that. And remember, you are the brand. You are your brand. We all are realtors, whatever our respective companies is. They are their brand, but we are the brand within the brand. So rock your brand, own it. Patience. Man, with patience, you have to serve just to serve sometimes. It's not about what you get out of it. Sometimes you really just have to do the work, serve just to serve. It's like making a charity donation. Sometimes you just got to put in the work, pay your dues, right? Serve just to serve. I want you to be methodical. Be methodical about the things that you're doing. And again, it may take longer than you want. That's okay. You're building a brand. If you were building something, if you truly believe that your brand is truly special, you don't care how long it takes to get it to where you want it to be, right? As long as you're making small progress day in, day out, that's fine. Be calculated. And remember that your patience is for the long term. Remember, there's seasons. Every sport has a season. It doesn't start on Monday and then the season's over on Wednesday, right? There's a season, and within the seasons there are seasons. You may have an up season, you may have a down season, a stagnant season, but in everything you're doing, you're calculating, you're methodical, you're going back to the table and you're understanding, hey, look, I got to fix this. Because why? The market is changing. We're in a world of constant change. People are changing. They get to change their minds, just like you get to change your mind. You get to fire clients too, just like they can fire you. So be calculating and be methodical. Now, here we go. Speed, right? Speed is for the short term. Money, like speed. What do they tell you? When you get a lead, be the first one to call. Call them back quick because they're right there. Catch them where they are, right? Understand speed and people's attention span. Why do I say this? This is key, right? Call them quick because I could be on the computer. I input my information on your website. Then something got my attention. Now I'm going. You're reaching out. You can't get me because something else has grabbed my attention. People's attention span are like 15 seconds. So you got 15 seconds to get them, right? Time and convenience. That's what speed is all about. And be efficient with that. Be efficient with that. So work, we got to work. We got to put in the work. So your work ethic has to match your ambition, right? I can't have extravagant dreams and my work ethic is piss poor, right? I didn't make it to the WNBA by not having a good work ethic. They don't go together, right? I have to work. So even when you start hitting different levels of your business and in your career, all right, you sold 5 million. All right, now you're like, you know what? I got to sell 10 million. Do you know when you sell that 5 million, you got to go even harder sometimes to get to the 10 and so on and so forth. So put in the work because there are things that you're going to learn along the way. I will tell you this, create content daily, not weekly. Create it daily, right? And again, what are you willing to sacrifice? Making it to the WNBA, I'm telling you, I had to sacrifice some things. I don't get to go out and party with friends all the time. I don't get to put myself in bad positions because I knew where I wanted to be. So what are you willing to sacrifice? Is it worth your dream? That thing that you're doing, that thing that you need to sacrifice, is it worth your dream? Is it worth your vision? Is it worth your goals? Is it worth your family? Because that's why we're doing this. We're doing this so that we can create lives for our families. We can create experiences. We want to create experiences that we've never experienced because we're givers, right? We want to give them this experience and we love to see the joy on their faces when we are able to present to them the fruits of our labor, right? And be real with yourself. How hard are you working? Not just busy work that does nothing. I'm talking about your daily activities. How hard are you working on those? The income producing activities, the DPAs as we do in Rockstar Agent. How hard are you working on those? Are you playing around? Or are you like, you know what? I'm going to play this long-term game, but I know I got to do this daily, right? I went to practice every day for 2 hours. If I missed practice, I wasn't working hard, right? When you show up, be present. Most importantly, time block. I knew what time practice was every day. I knew what time I had weights, right? And when I was in college, I knew what time I had class. I knew what time I had study hall, knew when I had to go to a meeting. Are you guys time blocking your schedules, right? Got to do that. We have to do those things. Now, sometimes we have to rearrange our schedules, but rearrange because you already have it blocked off and you know what you're doing. Attention. I got that pay attention, right? Know where their attention is. And this is your audience. Where's your audience's attention, right? Where is it? And then where is it going? You're going to notice things because you're going to study it. It's like if I had a scouting report, I know where it's going because I'm studying it. What's trending? When you're on social media, we're all on there, right? What's trending? Where's the attention going? We just saw, I stick to sports. Aaron Rodgers just probably more than likely towards Achilles in the first 4 snaps. Everyone was locked in on this game, the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills. Aaron Rodgers goes down. Our attention was to watch them and see what was going on. It started trending. For me, my audience, they're eating this stuff up. So what do I have to do? Put myself in front of them because I know what's trending with them. I studied them and I start putting out content that matches that, right? And what do? Test and you audit it constantly. That's that scouting report I'm telling you about. Test out your content. What works, what doesn't. Audit it. You know what? This didn't work. I'm not doing it anymore. This is a constant thing. And I want you to focus on the impact, right? Focus on the impact. Our platforms, people love talking. And sometimes they're scared to speak on their platforms, but they will speak on yours. I put out content all the time and people just, they won't do it on theirs, but they will come to mine and have full-fledged conversations under my post and my content. All right. So focus on your impact.